That's a 1%er right there, that whistle thing that I just did. If anybody on this recording ever knows what that was, I'll be very impressed. Dragon Communion Harpoon. Harpoon bristling with sharp gravel stones, craftable item. Throw at enemies to inflict heavy damage. Has an anti-dragon effect. A tool of the old Dragon Communion warriors, who were the agents of the ancient dragon's hatred for their low-born descendants. Finger Creeper Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirits of a Finger Creeper. Devoted to its summoner, this young, diminutive Finger Creeper eagerly restores HP. They are ever so fond of their mothers at this tender age. Yo, they regen. That would be a good Ash of War to have. Or, Ash, rather. Tibia's Cookbook, a record of crafting techniques of the Mariners, the oldest of gravekeepers. Details an ancient means of summoning the dead. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following. Call of Tibia. High Priest Undergarments. Undergarments of Count Ymir, High Priest, soft and well-tailored. High Priest Gloves, Gloves of Count Ymir, High Priest, soft and well-tailored. High Priest Robe, Robes of Count Ymir, High Priest, conceals the abundance of squirming beneath. Gold embroidery decorates the purple cloth with a jeweled ruff that sparkles like a flower wet with dew. High Priest Hat, the hat of Count Ymir, High Priest. The circular design at the top represents the greater will and its lightless abyss, imparting increased intelligence and arcane to the wearer. Though Count Ymir instructed R'hllana in the sorcerous arts, he abandoned his allegiance to the moon. It was merely the closest of celestial bodies, nothing more. We got the maternal staff, staff of Count Ymir, who made himself a mother of fingers, carried for want of tail fingers of his own, enhances finger sorceries. The crystal ball, though representative of a microcosm, would not receive any sign, no skill. Ymir's bell bearing of Count Ymir, mother of fingers, found upon his perished flesh, offered to the twin maiden husks at the Roundtable Hold to gain access to new items. We're going to have to do that as well. And we have the Remembrance of the Mother of Fingers, Remembrance of Metter, the Mother of Fingers, hewn into the Scadutree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the Finger Reader. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. The mother of all two fingers and finger creepers was in turn a magnificently gleaming daughter of the Greater Will, and the first shooting star to fall upon the lands between. Handing it over to my co-host.
Claws of night, claws of bottomless black, from which no light can escape, wielded by Anna, sword hand of night, engraved with a smith's script, enabling strong attack to launch all three claws at a target. The blade only semi-corporeal and cannot be fully guarded against. Skill: scatter short to throw. Employ smithing arts to conjure multiple copies of armament in both hands and throw them all at once. Follow up with an additional impulse to throw again. Fleeting microcosm. A finger sorcery of Count Ymir, High Priest, one of the secret hollowed white, conjures an image of a microcosm up to foe's fate that pulses with a single wave before disappearing in burst. Charging enhances potency. Broken and discarded are fully willing to cling to floating
Simulacra.
Einen Einen Mode calm sympathy.
One more take. You got this.
Einen Mode calm symphony. And bloody might come of sympathy. Bloody days.
That's the take. There we go. That was really cute, babe. Thank you. Thank you for your help. I'll take it from here. Keep getting ready for our walk. I'll be ready soon, and then we'll head out. Woohoo! Alright, let's finish this off. So we got the Glintstone Nails. Glintstone Sorcery of Count Ymir, High Priest, one of the finger sorceries said to have been discovered in a hallowed rune. Flings multiple magic nails that crumble during flight. Charging increases potency. Count Ymir boasts that this is a mere child's play, an echo of a greater truth. Glintstone Nail. Glintstone Sorcery of Count Ymir, High Priest, one of the finger sorceries said to have been discovered in a hallowed rune. Flings a magic nail that crumbles during flight. Charging increases potency. Count Ymir boasts that this is mere child's play, an echo of a greater truth. Same description, just less powerful than the other one we just read. And then this is an item that does the same thing. Then we have the Beloved Stardust, a talisman depicting a wizened hand gently gripping a glintstone. Shortens casting speed for sorcery and incantations by the utmost, but increases damage taken. Crazy, so this would actually help with casting spells in battle, casting flies quickly. Good to know, good to know. Count Ymir was known for his recitations. One need only envision this romance of the stars above with adoration for stardust in one's heart to become a greater sorcerer. Do so and you will know love. Ghost Flame Breath, one of the incantations of Dragon Communion, transforms caster into a dragon to spew Ghost Flame Breath from above. Charging extends duration. This incantation can be used while jumping. Yo, that's cool. What the? That's crazy. The land of spirit graves is home to all manner of the dead, and even the corpses of fallen dragons found their way there. Several of them were endowed with such vivacity that even in death they could not fully die. Wild stuff. It's wild stuff. Deep Purple Lily, a deep purple water lily that is on the verge of wilting. Material used for crafting items, grows in the blue flower field at the coast. Like a syrupy poison, its nectar lulls the imbiber into sweet, velvety sleep. Gravitational Missile, one of the glintstone sorceries that manipulates gravitational forces. Fires a gravitational projectile that pulls in enemies before finally exploding. Charging extends reach of projectile and number of inward pulls. Said to have originated in the lightless dark far beyond, the home of the falling star beasts. Sweet. Pearlescent Scale, a glassy and glistening fragment of pearlescent hue, material used for crafting items found by hunting lamprey. These retrograde scales are found embedded deep within the skin of lamprey. Cerulean Seed Talisman +1, a cerulean-colored talisman patterned after an Erd Tree seed. Greatly boosts FP restoration from the flask of cerulean tears. The Erd Tree seed of this talisman was presumed to be an object of myth. This age-old artifact also depicts the two fingers, perhaps harkening back to the birth of the Erd Tree. Rabath's Cannon, a type of jar cannon used to fire great bolts, a masterwork of spell machinist Rabath. The power of the glintstones that encircle the barrel imbues bolts with magic damage and guides shots towards their target. We've read that skill before. St. Trina Disciples Cookbook Volume 3, a record of crafting techniques left by a disciple who pursued the teachings of the Saint of Sleep. Yet what seemed a gentle sleep at first ripened into velvet. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following, the Lulling Branch. Multi-layered Rings of Light, incantation of those who served Mikola, produces a multi-layered ring of golden light and fires it forward, inflicting continuous damage on those stuck by it. I might actually switch over to this and try this. Realmer's been using that. Charging extends duration and increases potency. This light ring incantation was cultivated by a tradition separate from Golden Order fundamentalism. St. Trina Disciples Cookbook Volume 2. That'll have the same description, just allows us to acquire different items than the previous cookbook that we read. Eternal Sleep Grease and Drawstring Eternal Sleep Grease. Cool. We have Mesmer Soldier's Spear, weapon used by the soldiers who served Mesmer the Impaler, a great spear with a steel blade worn from use. Being made for overwhelming onslaughts, attacks with this weapon can be charged to unleash consecutive strikes. Skill Impaling Thrust, skill that lets piercing armaments overcome enemy shields. Build power, then lunge forward for a strong thrust that pierces an enemy's guard. Now there may be some other exclamation marks that just got pushed out of the recent tab, so we're going to check all our other tabs. Yeah, here's some other ones. Another Greater Potentate's Cookbook, where we can craft the hefty poison pot, otherwise the description is the same. The description will be the same for St. Trina Disciples Cookbook Volume 1, and this gives us the Eternal Sleep pot. We have Gravekeeper's Cookbook Volume 1, a record of crafting techniques of the Gravekeepers who watch over those who rest in the realm of shadow. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following: the Peakbone Arrow Fletched, and Peakbone Bolt. Nice, some new arrows. Gotta check that out at some point. The Map of the Southern Shore. Map of the southern shore of the Gravesite Plain. A captivating vista of brilliant blue flowers, intermingled with colossal stone coffins of unknown origin that seemingly drifted to this place. To the east, the jagged peak thrusts upward into the clouds. Ash of War, Aspects of the Crucible, Wings. This Ash of War grants an armament, the Sacred Affinity, and the following skill: Aspects of the Crucible, Wings. This skill originates from the life forms of the Crucible. Grow a golden pair of wings and take to the air before diving down at the foe. Weapon first. A spinning attack is performed when wielding a twin blade. Usable on swords as well as pole arms capable of thrusting. Colossal weapons accepted. Oh, there's one random one that we didn't read. Common Soldier Gauntlets. Gauntlets of the rank-and-file soldiers of Messmer's army. A pitch-dark soot clings to it, much like the inner faces of the men who wore them. Okay, cool, so I must have been missing these gauntlets because I'm pretty sure I've got all the other pieces. Talisman of the Dread. Talisman depicting the dread dragon of the jagged peak, whose roar causes the peak's molten fury to boil and churn. Raises potency of magma. Baal was the foul dragon's name, a terrible harbinger of destruction whose challenge to the ancient dragon lord ended in grievous mutual injury. Alright, there we go. We've gone through all of our tabs and read all of the new items, so we're up to date. I'm thinking I want to try one of our new ashes, spirit ashes. Either the hand or the gravebird. See, like, the gravebird flies above battle and just kind of avoid being attacked more easily, but the hand regens HP, so it's a tough choice. I think I'm going to go with the gravebird for now, but I'll switch to the hand if I feel that the gravebird is not effective enough. I just love the gravebird, it's cool. I'm dressed as a bird too, so it makes sense. It's like my spirit animal. Alright, here we go. Okay, I think we're going to also max this out, even using a great grave glowwort, because it's that time. We're in end game. It's that time. Let's do it, baby. Bam. One of our 7 great grave glowworts used. Well worth it, I think. Our weapons are good for now. What else do we want to do? We want to exchange our bell bearings. We'll offer the Mushroom Seller's bell bearing. And we'll offer Ymir's bell bearing. And we'll see if we can get anything of value. No, we've got all of Ymir's stuff, so that's fine. Yeah, here's mushrooms. Okay, sweet. Get all these. Okay, now we're getting into expensive territory with that stuff. I do want to max out all my smithing stones eventually, but I'm not going to try to do that right now. We have some remembrances to exchange as well. 2 new remembrances. We have the Remembrance of the Putrescence and Remembrance of the Mother of Fingers. This is an obvious choice because we're usually going weapons first right now. We'll choose the spells on our second playthrough. We'll grab that. This one's a little bit harder to choose. Gazing Finger, I think this is a weapon, yeah, versus the Staff of the Great Beyond. I think someone gave me a Staff of the Great Beyond, that invader that came one time. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go with the Gazing Finger either way. Let's read the descriptions of these. So we have the Gazing Finger, the head of Meter, the Finger Mother, wielded as a weapon without modification. From within the center of the fingerprint that wrinkles the creature's foremost protrusion, a tiny wart-like eye gazes vacantly into the beyond. Unique skill: Kowtower's Resentment. Skill performed as a violent bow using a finger's foremost protrusion. Resentment builds as it is forced to bow, making it explode with anger. Nice, that's quite a description. Hold button down to further increase resentment. That's very cool. And the Putrescent Cleaver. A weapon wielded by the Putrescent Knight. A great cleaver of hardened putrescence affixed to an arc fashioned from human bones. Gains power from the wielder's arcane attribute. Unique skill Spinning Guillotine. Hold the putrid blade at both ends and arch body backwards to deliver a powerful overhead chop. Repeated inputs deliver follow-up attacks for as long as stamina allows. Strong attack performs a leap followed by a spinning attack. Nice, there we go. I did have Staff of the Great Beyond, and it's already maxed out, so that's pretty sweet. It chose the right thing. I would really love to get one more Scadutree Blessing upgrade before fighting Radon again. And when I visited this village before, Prospect Town, there was a jar dude, and they sometimes drop Scadutree Blessings, so let's go see if he's got one, because I didn't kill him properly. Hopefully this guy's got a fragment for me. Okay, here we are on the staircase. We can get this treasure that I was looking for. This is Somber Smithing Stone 4. And then there is another treasure down here as well. Perfect. White Flesh Mushroom, which we have a bunch of now. No worries, we got it. And I think our jar friend is over this way. Yeah, there he is. Let me see if I can sneak in without... Got him. Did he drop something nice for us? Yes! Scadutree Fragment, perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Okay. Get out of here. Shadow Realm Blessing. We'll be able to upgrade to level 17. Amazing. And the max level is 20, which means there are 9 more Scadutree Blessings out in the world. I'm not going to worry about those for now. I think I'm strong enough to fight Radon, and we can go get those after. Alright, things are going well. Alcohol? No. Ash of War, Savage Lion's Claw. So I'm going to go back to that dungeon that we didn't enter yet, which I think is right here, Lamenter's Jail. Let's head here, tackle this place. This marks one of the final frontiers of any Elden Ring new content for me. This will be the last new area that I ever explore, probably. Unless there's some surprises, but I really do feel like we covered most of it at this point. And then we're gonna go fight Radon and try to finish this thing off. That's a 1%er right there, that whistle thing that I just did. If anybody on this recording ever knows what that was, I'll be very impressed. It was Herbie Hancock's piano solo on Dolphin Dance. Let us enter the depths.